yes. Now this situation is getting so sticky, so sticky. The last time I made a check, I was paying a salary. So technically that makes you my employee. Still you make up all these rules and never ever consult me. Indiscipline and disrespect will surely lead you astray. One thing you can't forget, someday you will pay. My goals were sabotaged just to increase your share. Good God, but I'm never turning back, 'cause salvation is near. And silver and gold will vanish away, but the knowledge of God is forever to stay. The sender has a messenger, so hear what I say. Hear what I say. Trust in God is the only way. You rich or you poor, you can be gone any day. The sender has a messenger, so hear what I say. Hey, Lord, boy. Lord, silver and gold will vanish away, but the good education can never decay. They say they has a messenger, so hear what I say. Trust in God is the only way. You rich or you poor, you can be.
This is the main ingredient, baby, on MS Radio.
Time now is 1 minute past 10, and let us get into our second news update.
News on the hour. On MS Radio.
Strike violence will not be tolerated, says SAFTU Secretary General Zwelinzima Vavi. JMP officers deployed ahead of SAFTU strike. MPs called for Gupta's family SA's passports to be revoked immediately. Investec chairperson called K-word, feared for safety, court hears. ESCOM negotiating return date for exonerated exec Masango. Makashule says ANC processes in place to address Mahuma Bello's matter. 2 minutes after 10. Good morning. SAFTU Secretary General Zwelinzima Vavi says that no worker who chooses not to participate in today's national strike will be intimidated and condemns any calls for violence. The Trade Union Federation is expected to lead thousands of marches in major cities, including Johannesburg, Cape Town, Durban, and Bloemfontein, to put pressure on government not to implement the 20 Rand per hour minimum wage bill. Vavi says violence in the streets will not be tolerated. A lot of times people who call their managers to make such claims when they don't even exist are trying to find an excuse so that they are not disciplined or to be seen to be part of the action that was protesting in defense of their rights. That strike is currently going on the way, and some marches have already started going through parts of town, Johannesburg, Bloemfontein, and Durban, and also expect Port Elizabeth and Cape Town too to have some marches going through. In Port Elizabeth, we have to look through Vuyisile Mini Square. That's where marches will be gathering. And I will be trying to give you some more updates as the story develops throughout the day. Motorists are being advised to stay clear of the Johannesburg CBD from now 10 a.m. as more than 7,000 people are expected to join the SAFTU on the SAFTU march on their nationwide strike. Johannesburg Metro Police Department officers have been deployed to the assembly point at Newtown Precinct. SAFTU has vowed to bring the country to a standstill as it leads various marches in various provinces calling for a higher minimum wage. The JMPD's Edna Mamonyane says that several roads in the city will be closed off while marchers make their way to the Premier's office, to the Chamber of Mines and Health and Labor Departments. Traffic will be gridlocked. Lillian Goy, which is the former Bree Street, is a taxi route, so people that will want to use taxis around that time, around about now, must know that the road will be gridlocked. But officers are here. There are also concerns that highways will be blocked off to traffic, but the JMPD says that all national roads are free flowing. Processes followed by the Home Affairs Department in the naturalization members of the Gupta family are set to come under scrutiny in Parliament. After months of deliberation, the Portfolio Committee has finally reached an agreement to conduct an inquiry. Well, it's an inquiry to national injury into how they receive South African citizenship. MPs have also called for passports issued to members of the family to be revoked immediately, saying that they are being used to evade the law. They say that they've received conflicting information from Home Affairs Minister Malusi Gigaba. His predecessor Hlengiwe Mkhize and Director General Mkhuseli Apleni about the Gupta's naturalization. The committee says that it plans to conduct site visits to schools and businesses in the Northwest that receive donations and investments from the Guptas to determine the authenticity of supporting documents in their naturalization application. The ANC's Hlomani Chauke says, "You are dealing with criminals. We are not dealing with ordinary persons, that we are worried how he acquired citizenship, how they have looted the country." MPs say that the inquiry should not be rushed and that it should aid in cleaning up the Home Affairs Department. The Randburg Magistrate Court has heard how Investec chairperson Fani Titi apparently feared for his safety after being threatened by a friend and called the K word. Titi reportedly told the court that it's extremely dangerous for someone to call another the K word as it portrays a level of danger. Peter Paul Ngwenya, Titi's longtime friend, is facing a criminal injury charge. The conflict comes after the two friends had a business deal that turned sour. Eskom says that it is currently negotiating a return for its group head of capital, Abraham Masango, who has been cleared of all wrongdoing. Masango was suspended in November last year following a forensic investigation that alleged that he was involved in serious misconduct. The utility announced yesterday that he was now being cleared of all charges. Eskom's Khulu Phasiwe, Eskom's management through the acting CEO, are in the process of negotiating with him to come back if he so wishes. But in terms of the allegations that were leveled against him, they have been lifted. Several Northwest communities have turned to violent protests and demonstrating their dissatisfaction with Premier Supra Mahumapelo. ANC Secretary General Ace Magashule says that the issue of the Northwest Premier stepping down or not is ongoing and discussions to put the matter to bed are happening. He says there are factors that need to be considered and that those issues are receiving the necessary attention. Several Northwest communities have turned to protest in demonstrating their dissatisfaction against Mahumapelo. Health facilities are up 5, the law of 11 Durban, very sunny, sitting at a low of 20 and a high of 26. Bloemfontein, very sunny, of 8 and a high of 26. Pretoria at a high of 28 and a low of 12. East London, very sunny at a low of 18 and a high of 25. Port Elizabeth, partly cloudy, partly sunny, with some sun expected there, sitting at a low of 14 and a high of 23. Ladies and gentlemen, that was your second news update. You're still chilling with Mr. Moda, aka Fruity Star, on the 25th of April on the Main Ingredient, on the one and only radio station that gives you dancehall and reggae music 24/7, 365. Issue.
Girl, now make we start from the top. Make you on the way drop slow. Alright.
I'm here to say your African Pride International. I'm here to say your selector.
By golly, it was you, what?
Head high, push forward, not surrender.
Yeah, guy. Oh, who did fool him, ne? Man, one door, man.
Maximum.
This is the Main Ingredient, baby, on MS Radio.
I said if we never get a chance to be together, go with ya, and I love ya. I say it's a pity you already have a wife, and me don't have a man in my life. Good boy, it is a pity. I say it is a pity you already have your wife, and me have a one man in my life. Good boy, it is a pity. I woulda liked one of these mornings to wake up and find your face on a pillow lying right next to mine. I woulda cut out the party and the smoking and the rum and bust a extra wine and make we seal up a sun. Well, every time I fantasize, me see your lips, me see your eyes, your trigger finger do something that left the rude girl hypnotized. For you it's just a thing, just another little fling. But for me this is heaven and the angel that must sing. It's a pity you already have a wife, and me don't have a man in my life. Rude boy, it is a pity. I say it is such a pity you already have a wife, and me have a one man in my life. Rude boy, it is a pity. To buck you up in a public and can't even touch it, really fuck me up because my check for you so much. The respect you may have for your woman, for your kids, believe me, rude boy, my Chris. I know me it is, who knows, maybe one day the world will be evolved enough. We'll share you in a civilized manner between the two of us. But until then, I woulda loved to see you again. Me know we have to play it by the stupid rules of men. Said if we never get a chance to get together, go with ya, time I love ya. I'ma say, so meet me round the corner, avoid Mitzi and Lana. You know them, I do what they biggest informer. I'm not starving for sex, no, not ball on next, no. But the way how you flex really pique my interest, yo. The you are people see, I know the you are me loving, and the you are there with me go much deeper than skin. I don't know exactly what it is you're feeling, but I wish this was a permanent thing, yo. It's such a pity you already have your wife, and me don't have a man in my life. Rude boy, it is a pity. It's such a pity you already have a wife, and me don't have a man in my life. Rude boy, it is a pity. Me know say you belong to she, you know say me belong to him. I wouldn't want you this your queen, you woulda never this me king. But when you you play for my rhythm, and then my feet the bass a swing. You left me in a turmoil, you have me in a spin. It really makes me sad for you have to waste so much water. I think the two of we can make a beautiful daughter, but it would be selfish to